Ladies and gentlemen, market analysis for December 17th, 2024. We are a couple weeks into a little bit of a downturn in the markets, but we are not to be discouraged because this was A, expected, and B, necessary to find support and move up from here. So we're going to be seeing some altcoins really take off this week. It's going to be a lot of volatility. We're seeing tons of volume coming in again off the books. We're seeing contracts for ETFs being drawn up. And in fact, there's talk of issuing more ETFs for some of the other altcoins that are out there. Also, we're seeing I'm going to go through some news, some crypto news, folks, because every once in a while we have to do that. Top events in crypto for the last 24 hours. There's a gentleman that I follow on X. His username is Virtual Bacon, and he's wealth of knowledge in cryptos. Very technical, but he's got every day he puts up the most significant events in crypto that most people just don't pay attention to. Mainstream is always about the hype. This guy's more about the technicals. So first thing, Ripple is going to be launching the RLUSD. This is Ripple's attempt at, oh, I just got the wrong kind of screen there. This is Ripple's attempt, and I should say they're going to do it very well, I'm sure. There we go. There, I put it up on the screen. Now I can share that one instead. Application OBS. Does that do it? Nope, it does not. Let's do this. Application capture. No, my browser is not appearing. Okay, let's just do the whole display. There we go. All right, so here's the news that I'm talking about. This is from Virtual Bacon on Twitter. Ripple is going to launch the RLUSD stablecoin. So this is going to be a coin that does not change in value according to the US dollar. This is going to come in handy when we are trading and wanting to make quick exchanges from crypto into fiat without having to go to traditional exchange to make the exchange. So these stable coins are a cryptocurrency that you trade into, and then that way it's pegged to the US dollar and it doesn't fluctuate in value. So if you wanted, so you can make some quick trades that way. Very helpful. And basically every chain kind of works towards that at one point or the other. Ripple is launching that stablecoin. MicroStrategy acquires 15,000 Bitcoin for $1.5 billion, raising holdings to 439,000 Bitcoin, worth $45 billion. Total cost, their cost, because they did the dollar cost averaging, their average cost on this is $27.1 billion at 61,725 per Bitcoin. That's their average purchase price. That's their average purchase price. How is that possible? Because let's just make sure this is still working. There we go. Because, wow, look at that. Bitcoin got dropped from my list. Of course it did. Why would that happen? Why would it be that my Bitcoin would drop from the list? That's just weird. Literally saying I don't even have room for that. All right, Bitcoin, here we go. Bitcoin, crypto. Of course, new highs as well. But 60, what was it? Wow, where did it go? There we go. 60 61,725. Well, when was it there last? 61,000, way back here. So they bought at this price right here, 61,400. So that means that they had to have been buying a lot before as well, or just a whole pile right there. So they are doing very, very well right now. Their portfolio since that level, they're up 70%. That's incredible. Very good. Good for them. All right. Riot Platforms boosts Bitcoin holdings to 17,000 Bitcoin for valued $1.8 billion, acquiring 667 Bitcoin at 101,135 average price. Shares are up 20% in 5 days. FTX to distribute funds via Kraken and BitGo starting January 3. FTX, isn't that the guys that got shut down a couple of years ago? What are they doing back in business? Oh, right. Stealing money from people, doing the same thing as before, just this time not in the limelight. Initial payouts expected within 30 days, 98% of creditors to recover 118%. So this is how they're going to be paying up to the investors that lost. They're going to be using funds from Kraken and BitGo. Fascinating. Wonder where the funds are coming from. Oh, right. The exchanges are all in on the thievery. Hyperliquid sees 1.1 billion USDC. It's another stable coin. Hyperliquid sees 1 billion USDC net inflows since Hype token launch, with Hype surging 590%. Open interest hits $4.3 billion. Total, what's TVL? I can't remember. I think it's total, I don't remember, reaches 3.2. That might be, let's see what CoinMarketCap said. I can't remember what that is. What's it called again? Hyperliquid. No. Yeah. Hyperliquid. Talk about market cap. Amazing. Yep. So yeah, these guys are another big player. I don't know. No, it's a mid market cap, but only 201 on the list. So yeah, cool. There you go. Hyperliquid is going crazy right now. Bitpanda gains in principle. Let's see how does that work? How do they get 500% out of that? Oh, that's the day. Oh yeah, look at that. Very steady climb here since the beginning of December. Look at that. Brand new, basically, out of the gate. Just got launched November. At the end of November, just got launched and is already in the 7.56 billion market cap. That one right there has potential because it's 7 to 7. This could 4x. This could 4x easily in a very short period of time, up 700% since the beginning of December. That's 18 days, 700%. We're going to see that kind of thing happen a lot, folks. Bitpanda gains in principle approval from Dubai's VARA, advancing UAE expansion. So plans included Dubai headquarters and partnerships for regional growth. So Bitpanda is another broker, gains in principle approval, advancing so that they're bringing Bitcoins to the UAE. Anchorage Digital secures New York Bit license, enabled crypto services for RIAs and asset manager. Full capacity capabilities expected by early 2025. El Salvador grants BitGet a Bitcoin service provider license. So BitGet is another exchange. They are getting a license enabling BTC services. BitGet seeks further approval for broader digital assets. So El Salvador is bringing cryptos on. UK plans to ban public crypto offers under FCA's new crypto regime, focusing on disclosures, fraud, and industry feedback. So there you have it. No more public offers in the UK, or that's what they're planning anyway. Vana mainnet goes live with Vana token, enabling user-owned data monetization via data DAOs, reshaping data as a digital asset in AI economy. There we have it. Yeah, so there you have it. That's this quick snapshot in the last 24 hours of what's been going on. I wanted to bring that up because I think it's going to be good for us to just have a quick tabs on what's going on in the markets, especially as we go through this. These little things that we get for news can go a long way because it gives us an idea of where we are in the timing of things. So let's go back. Silver dropped back down here over the last little while, coming back into deep into this consolidation zone. Again, of course, I'm bearish on silver right now, even though we do have this. Oh, my screen got mixed up. What is that all about? There. Okay, so we do have so this is I do say, even though this high beat out the previous high, I'm not thinking that this is a bullish movement because it didn't even come to test this trend line here. It didn't even meet it. So, had a great time coming up while cryptos went down for a while, but now of course money's pouring back into cryptos. So precious metals starting to drop again. Look at that. Same thing with gold. So now we're sitting back in this average area here. If we do go back up, we might test out the bottom side of that line there to continue its way down. US 30. Look at this. Look at how interesting this is, eh? Like, we have how many weeks of up and down and up and down and up and down, and then here this last week is just this steady bouncing down. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pulses. So typically don't see more than 12. No, I see more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 right there. So we should not be seeing that continue. It's very seldom does it go over 12 impulses. So big drop. This is actually a significant move, how steadily it's going down right now. Again, why? Because cryptos are maintaining themselves. This is the top 30 of cryptos, remember. Just because they're going into the top 30 and it's flatlining doesn't mean that there's less money going into cryptos. It just means that they're not in the top 30. So what we're seeing, this big dip here, that's what we had happen last week. This was very fun. A lot of people started to panic a little bit, which was just kind of crazy because we said it was going to happen. So it's to be expected. A lot of us took some opportunity and bought some more while we were down here. I mean, cryptos were on sale. That's going to, this here is redistribution. That's what this area here is, because it's not really going up higher. Highs are getting a little bit higher, but like just wicks, no closes. So this box here is, we're just seeing redistribution of the liquidity. Ethereum climbing, finally creating another new high, not an all-time high, but at least a new high. Basically, the whole world is kind of waiting for this right now. Once Ethereum reaches back up to that all-time high, it'll become another powerhouse, flooding liquidity into the rest of these assets. ADA, after that, after our pullback here, been consolidating ever since. Definitely time to buy. I would expect, because this is what we're noticing, and coming back to some technical analysis, even back to this one here. This is the crypto 30 again. This drop here and this coming back and kind of rebouncing around, there is a pattern, a price pattern that suggests that in order for the next impulse to maximize its benefit, that there can be a pullback, and that we'll see it actually test down as possibly as low as here, which is at the 28,000 level. Likely to see a similar thing happen within the alts. So, ADA hits a 2024 all-time high, dips down, everybody freaks out, it comes back and equalizes. We're likely to see one more come back down. And if it does, it'll likely hit this level here at the $2. Okay. So after redistribution, there's usually another little pull back, pull down, and then we see the movement going up. Now, it doesn't mean that it happens every time, but it is something that we can expect. So if you wake up one morning and the price is down, chances are it's time to buy. Solana, same kind of thing happening, except the highs and the lows are actually getting wider, farther apart. Right now, this is technically an opening wedge. Right now, this is an opening wedge pattern. Unpredictable. What's going to happen afterwards? Who knows? But it is, however, Solana, and they also, there was something I read earlier. They're partnering up with another chain, an L2 chain, to help with transaction volume. These guys can't keep up with the transaction volume, but of course that's because they don't have a very robust system for handling high volumes of transactions. We can talk about that another time, and the comparative, and how is it that these chains can keep up with transaction speeds, especially when, Visa, comparatively speaking, Visa needs to be able to process, I think, 19,000 transactions per second in the busy season, like at Christmas time. And so cryptocurrencies kind of need to keep up with that, and a lot of them can't. And so then they build other coins to start offloading that load, to redistribute that load across more chains. So that's the kind of thing that's happening in Solana right now, which stands to reason that will help bring the price back up again. And if we take a look at that daily chart here, we can see that really this movement that we've seen is a blip. This is nothing compared. Like, it looks like something on the 2-hour chart simply because we're zoomed in a little bit. But if we look at things overall, this thing is just barely pulling back, finding support. Yeah, looks to me like we'll probably find support here. Already we've touched that point right there at the $203 price point. So we've already touched this support. We have everything we need to continue going up. Injective token, also a little bit of a pullback, nothing to be too concerned about. We've got lots of support coming off that old trend line, so I don't see us moving back anytime soon. And this high, we got this high here, higher than the previous high. So this pullback here, it looks like we'd had a nice deep retracement coming into this little pivot area, ready for the next movement. And yes, folks, this week here, I think, is actually going to be pretty wild. We're going to see the alt take off. So injective token is definitely going to be one of them. Modic, here we go. This one here is got the same kind of pattern, a little bit of equalization happening at the moment, but things are moving quite nicely with this. I have a bunch of Polygon, and being up 58% makes me feel very good. How far did it go in total? Yeah, it went up a full 100% before. So yeah, we're retraced, found some support along this line, 58 level. 58, is that 58 cents? No, 51 cents. Awesome. 3 Protocol, folks, update from 3 Protocol. As much as it is continuing to make new lows, the highs are getting lower and the lows are getting lower. It is important to note that now you can sign up in Canada. And my intention is tomorrow or maybe Thursday during market analysis, I'll actually go through the sign up process to get a no KYC Visa card with, I think it was a $5,000 a day limit. That's pretty cool. Woo. Continuing to move up. It's finding a new shelf. Every single pulse, it's finding a new shelf. And so right now, yep, we found ourselves our support, previous support here, found it. If it goes back down, we might retest this trend line here. It's very, very possible. Retest the trend line and then continue moving up. Fetch, similar price pattern. We're seeing higher highs, higher lows. And to me, I'm going to say that we've got ourselves a trend line right here. Yep. So that trend line is providing us support at the moment. Moving on. Desync, probably my favorite asset in the AI storage slash infrastructure. Nice pullback, found our support coming into this line right here. That's nice. When we see it actually go past the high, it's great when it just bounces off because you're like, yoo-hoo. But when we see it come in to that level, just that little bit, that's the price line right there. So you can see it's dipped into where this high was. That's a great sign. We're there. We're ready to go. 0 by 0, holding its own, actually. There was that little bit of a pullback. And of course, we have got a smaller price point. And so this pullback, while it was 29%, again, in the big scheme of things, really that pullback was not much compared to what we've seen in the past. I believe that we may still see a little bit more of a pullback to match, some of the other charts that we're following. But if it does go down, I don't think it will go down below this support here. So we might see a 25-cent 0 by 0, but at the same time, we could very well be done. We've got a lot of pivot points to cross before we even get to that level. So who knows? IOZ, this is AIOZ network. This is something that I've been following for a while, but I haven't taken action on it. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just there's so much. There's just so many coins to work through. I'm going to go ahead to CoinMarketCap and pull it up. Yeah, $1.3 billion market cap, great saturation, holding its own right now at $1.11, $1.12 on this chart. Yeah, might see a pullback down to 75, but at the same time, it's anybody's game. Anyone, another asset, very, very new on the market. Another great one. And because this one, anyone is a smaller market cap, again, I have a lot, so I'm not going to get more, but I like to give people different options because some of these are at a different point in their lifespan than others. And so it's good to catch these assets when they have these moments. Right now, because of how new this one is, we can see that it's actually very close to the average price at that, $100.43-ish, 90 right now, sitting at 90 cents. So it's, it's definitely in that sweet spot, 50 cents downwards. And we've got, 50 cents down and 50 cents up, basically right down the middle. So keep an eye on this one. If you would like to get something with a smaller market cap, $184 million, this can create some good volatility. This is the type of asset that when we see it take off, it really shines, going up 4, 5, 6x without a problem, simply because of how small the market cap is. We go to the accumulation, or this is the market cap graph here, and you can see that it's been accumulating and not dropping below that 169 million. It even went above 200 million, and it looks like it's finding some support in that area. So that's anyone. ARK pullback, not a big deal. It's definitely looking for support on some previous resistance, no question. Link AI, beautiful pullback. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. We don't need that anymore. Definitely a nice pullback, finding some support on previous resistance. WorldCoin. This one is nice, moving steadily upwards with every pulse, finding a new shelf. Looks to me like we found support on the top side of this pennant that got formed. That's great news. As long as we can keep that, if we do come back down again, we might retest this support line. I find that when it comes to these pennants, this line has more dominance when it comes, like the incline rather has more dominance. So yeah, moving on, we've got Neural here with a little bit of a pullback, tiny bit of a pullback, newer project. I've just gone into Neural recently. It is not listed on all the major exchanges, but it's about to be. And that's important. Whenever you have an asset, and Neural, I think this one, Neural AI, yeah. So Neural is, again, smaller market cap, 128 million. Great price though, like a higher price. So it actually has a lot less. I don't know what the word is. It's less hypey because it's not a penny stock, right? It has a different quality to it when you're dealing with $12 coins versus you know, a 12/100ths of a cent, right? So this here can move just as much with just as much volatility. It all depends on the money that comes in, right? Well, the marketing for Neural is just incredible, and they are definitely innovative. So, and their community is great. So this here, what we're seeing, because it's a newer project coming into the scene like this is just the first pump and a little bit of a pullback. It's a blip compared to where it will do. You know, based off of where it is right now, I mean, shoot, this could easily go up to $40, $50 just because of the timing where we're at. Moving on, Beam, another one that I'm watching. I don't need the Fibonacci retracement tool though. Another one we're watching, newer on the scene, I think as well. If I remember correctly, yeah, big market cap, 1.6 billion, ready to go. Look at that. This again, newer project, nice pullback. We haven't even come back to the all-time high, which I believe is going to end up being that kind of that's going to be the support. And at 3 cents, 4 cents, 4.2, sorry, 4.2 cents. Go to 40 cents and you got yourself a 10x. Next, moving up, PAL. Thankfully, we're still in the game here after that big drop, continuing to move up. Farcana, no new highs for a while here, but again, you know, this is definitely a smaller market cap. And of course, it's on Polygon, so it's not on an altcoin that is nearly as well known. But look at this. Look at how well we're positioned to come back up to that all-time high. IMX crawling its way up, forming new highs all the time. Right now, it looks like, yeah, we're kind of in this equalization area here, but it looks like we found support at that $1.74 level. Next, we got Superverse. The more that I'm learning about what these guys are up to, the more I'm just floored at the fact that it's under $5. This is going to be a great asset, a staple foundation for much of the gaming community. So this one here is doing very, very well. Cpool, this one here is a real world asset. Rather, this coin is for people who are getting into tokenizing real world assets. And I haven't checked out the platform yet, but this is something that we're going to be exploring this week in Next Gen Merchants, where we are helping that local business, that small business entrepreneur, the local merchant, being able to privatize their property. That way they can get paid in private currencies. That way they don't have any taxable income. And so this is what I teach. This is what I've been preparing for since 2008 is when I knew about the digital ID. And by 2013, I had already stopped paying all my taxes. And I just have on my tax return no taxable income because I know about asset management or asset protection. When I was taking real estate courses and getting involved in that with creative financing back in mid 2000s, I learned all about how to structure businesses in such a way that your assets are protected. And I also got to learn lots about international banking laws, Lex Mercatoria. We've got the common law, all of these different laws that are sets of law, systems of law that are in place to help safeguard the property rights of the people who are the producers. This is the small business entrepreneurs. These are the middle class folks. And so Clearpool is a major component of the real world asset ecosystem. And I think that it's going to be a major player, even though it's at a fairly small market cap. And I have gone ahead and put, that's not terribly small. We got 340 million. So let's see what that's been doing. Market cap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is definitely gone up very much in the last little while. Let's go back to price here. Yeah. But look at all time, right? The price is way up here back when the market cap was this. Okay. So now market cap is here, right? But the price is still super low. That's an opportunity. Also, we can see that nice dilution as well. Nice and saturated. So it's not going to be a terrible for anybody holding the bags on the other side. Awesome. Seed World, another real world asset project where people can basically seed their computing power into a decentralized network to help with computing. This one here is, again, new project, just hanging out, sitting at 5 zeros and a 1. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 zeros and a 1. Sundog, the embarrassment that I made, the embarrassing move that I made. Looks like it's actually finding some nice support here at this 13-cent level. We'll see what happens as time goes on. Bonk, also big retracement from its all-time high this week. Yep. Over the last 20 days, rather, dropped 44%. But also looks like it's found some support. And then NPC, my favorite meme coin of them all. It's been just consolidating ever since, reaccumulating. There we have it. That's market analysis for December 17th. I'm going to go ahead and open up the call. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button, give us a like, help the algorithm spread the good word about how it is that the pioneers of the fourth industrial revolution are getting together and taking back the economy. Great story. And I would love for you to join us. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And yeah, if there's an asset you want me to analyze for you, if they'd like me to provide a technical analysis on something, let me know. Everybody have a good day.